Chapter 9. Treehouse Comics presents its greatest hits by George Beard and Harold Hutchins. The villains in George and Harold's comic books have been known to come to life. Trust me, it happens far, far too often. In their quest to find ways to make the school dance more exciting, get rid of homework forever, create a cool kick-butt female character, and other stuff like that. George and Harold have developed some of the coolest supervillains in history. But as soon each comic is finished, the bad guys in the story come to life, and Captain Underpants must fight a real-life foe. Read on to meet some of Treehouse Comics' most exciting creations. Captain Underpants, the dreadful debacle of DJ Drowsy Drawers. Once upon a time, our school was gonna have a dance. All the kids were excited because they loved dancing, but the mean principal hated dancing. Butts for sitting, not shaking and bouncing. I'll ruin the dance by hiring the most boring DJ in the phone book. He says, DJ Drowsy Drawers, you're hired. But it was a trap. DJ Drowsy Drawers was an evil alien robot lady. At the dance, DJ Drowsy Drawers played boring beats and did a boring rap. You're getting very sleepy for DJ Drowsy Drawers. My flutes will make you yawn and my harps will make you snore. The kids tried to dance, but they couldn't stay awake. Yawn, yawn, zee, 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 zee. Just then, Captain Underpants swooped in. I hear there's a raffle for walkie-talkies, and he drank a whole bunch of soda. But then Captain Underpants saw that DJ Drowsy Drawers had sleep-attacked everyone. You're next, Underpants. But Captain Underpants fought back for truth, justice, and he kind of wanted those walkie-talkies. So he stuffed his ears with pre-shrunk cotton. Now I can't hear you. Here's your wake-up call. It's punch o'clock. DJ Drowsy Drawers swung back and knocked Captain Underpants to the bottom of the page, right next to the walkie-talkies. Captain Underpants turned up the volume on one walkie-talkie all the way. Then he threw it at DJ Drowsy Drawers, who caught it, because I mean walkie-talkie, right? Then Captain Underpants took his and burped into it. Bap! It was so loud that all the nuts and bolts popped out of DJ Drowsy Drawers. She fell to the ground in pieces. Hooray! Yelled everyone who was asleep, and they all learned the Underpants dance. Tra-la-la! The end. Captain Underpants and the dreadful debacle of DJ Drowsy Drawers. So how exactly did boring Miss Heard go from Droopy Pants music teacher to a real-world villain who wrecked havoc on the school dance? DJ Drowsy Drawers is real, and here, how'd that happen? Well, a chemical or cafeteria food truck was speeding toward the school to deliver next week's menu, and a toxic substance spilled down and turned Miss Heard into DJ Drowsy Drawers. Sleep deep. Luckily, George and Harold were able to use Melvin's Raise the Roofertron 2000 and their trusty superhero, good old Captain Underpants, to save the school from evil. Wake up and fight! I don't want to wake up and fight. Sleep, fight! Tra-la-la! The end. Captain Underpants and George and Harold at the heroic hammering of the Homework Hydra horror. Once there were these school and super buff guys, George and Harold, who did not like homework at all. Neither did any of the other kids. So the very buff guys went back in time to stop homework from being made up in the first place. They landed in ancient Egypt right in front of a pyramid, home of the god of homework for real. We are here to make you undo homework and junk. Nuh-uh, it's my thing. And then the god of homework turned into a hydra monster with a bunch of heads. The homework hydra started to eat them. Luckily, Captain Underpants was also in ancient Egypt on vacation. He got lost looking for the bathroom. Buff George and Buff Harold were like, help and stuff, help and stuff. Captain Underpants zoomed up and punched the Hydra. He dropped Buff George and Buff Harold, who were all happy. I still need a bathroom. The Hydra reached for Buff George and Buff Harold, but Captain Underpants grabbed them just in time. Everything smashed together, the Hydra got knocked out. When he woke up, he had amnesia. He couldn't remember anything, including that he'd ever thought up the idea of homework, so he didn't invent homework after all. Yay, we are the winners! I still need a bathroom. Tra-la, oops, the end. Captain Underpants and the horrible hostilities of the Homework Hydra. So how did the Homework Hydra spring out of the pages of George and Harold's comic book and into the lives of the students at Jerome Horwitz Elementary? Well, it all began because every teacher at school drooled about homework. They love to make students miserable. Let's spoil all their free time! So George and Harold came up with a plan to get rid of homework. Forever. But things went a little wrong, and they turned their teachers into a horrifying 5-headed Homework Hydra. Well, technically it wasn't Mr. Mina's head. It was his butt. Never fear, pre-shrunk cotton is no match for this butt. But fortunately, Captain Underpants came to the rescue. Captain Underpants had assisted the frights of Scarecrow Fang. Once there was this strong female character named Scarecrow Fang. She was a real know-it-all who sucked the joy out of everything. She was all, "You're so wrong, and tomatoes are fruit, and you eat too much cheese and stuff." Then one time, this bat flew into the school, and she goes, "You don't fly right." The bat got all sad and cried, and then he bit her. He had melancholy bat venom, and it turned her into a vampire, which is like a vampire, but it sucks vim, aka joy, instead of blood. I know, new word. I'm Scarecrow Fang, and I'm so sad that I want to suck your joy. So she flew all around school fighting funny bones and sucking joy. She got bigger and stronger until she busted out of the school. Just then, Captain Underpants was living in the underground under a warehouse. I got underwear down there and an albino gator. But the kids were crying and stuff. I took their joy and I will take yours. Nuh-uh, stop it or else nothing. Captain Underpants didn't want to drop all his new underwear, so he threw the albino gator at her, but it just stuck to her head. So clean and fresh, your albino gator is useless against me. So he threw all his new underwear at her. Ninja style! Foop, 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 foop. Scarecrow looked like an underwear snowman. The kids thought it was so funny they lolled like crazy. Captain Underpants was getting their joy back. There was so much laughing that Scarecrow laughed too. Stop! My joy tank is filling too fast. Scarecrow got so big and so round, the kids could jump on her house like a bouncy house all day. Tra-la-la at the end. Captain Underpants and the vexing villainy of the Vile Vimpire. So how did the Vile Vimpire spring out of the pages of George and Harold's comic into real life at Jerome Horwitz Elementary? Well, after George and Harold decided to make a comic that was a little different than usual. Let's make a comic about Erica! We'll make her the star of the comic, and we'll give her special Erica powers! Things went wrong as usual. Erica hated the comic book, and so did all the other kids. And then Melvin decided to test this Blitzkrieg 2000 on Jessica Gordon. When he zapped her, he accidentally turned Jessica into a real vampire who sucked the joy out of everyone around her. I'm not Jessica Gordon anymore! I'm Jessica Gordon! And I want to suck your joy! What did you do to my hair? Was that supposed to hurt? You kick like a baby! Don't judge me. I'm also fighting my emotions. I'm just a man in underpants. Captain Underpants and the frenzied farts of Flabby Flabulous. Once there was a skinny guy named Flabby, but he had a huge butt and he loved it. He thought people with small butts were missing out. No, you're missing out. We're having lots of fun. Even though Fanny was happy with his big butt, people made fun of him. They called him Flabby Flabulous. He liked that name and even got t-shirts made, but nobody bought them. That made him really mad, so he went around town and crushed all the t-shirt stores. Then he crushed Captain Underpants' favorite underwear store, and who's in it? Captain Underpants! You can't crush buildings, especially underwear stores. Yes, I can. Captain Underpants tried to fight him, but he couldn't get past Flabby's big butt. I know what to do. I'll use my Wedgie Power. Captain Underpants pulled an extra pair of underwear from his utility waistband. They were too small, so he looked for something bigger to give Flabby Flabulous a wedgie. Luckily, there was an underwear factory nearby. Its flagpole had a huge pair of underwear. Captain Underpants was about to grab the underwear when Flabby made a big fart. Captain Underpants flew back to try again, but Flabby blasted him right through the panels of the comic book. Flabby didn't see him enter the next page, got surprised, and Captain Underpants stuck Flabby in a huge smokestack on the factory. Flabby couldn't stop his fart. Finally, kaboom! He launched into space and flew all the way to Uranus, where the aliens loved big butts and Flabby's was the biggest. He was like a god, and so he stayed. Dead. Captain Underpants and the frenzied farts of Flabby Flabulous. Now I bet you're wondering how a comic book villain like Flabby Flabulous ended up coming to life and attacking the town of Piqua. It all started when George and Harold decided to get back at their horrible gym teacher, Mr. Meaner, by writing him into a comic book. A few days later, Mr. Meaner accidentally got blasted by Melvin's Puppetinator 2000 and Flabulous was born. Why does he have that scary laugh? He's a gym teacher! At this point, you may wish to turn down the smell in this book. Get ready to be flabby caked! I must summon my Wedgie Power to defeat this villain! Luckily, Jessica Gordon, whose hair had never done anything for anyone except Jessica Gordon, became a major player in the story, as her soft, gigantic locks could provide a safe landing for Captain Underpants. Except it didn't. Captain Underpants is the colossal tyranny of Queen Tootenfarti. Once there was this annoying French teacher who was awful and really loved French stuff and made all the kids talk French. Oui, 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 oui. One day, she took the kids on a field trip in a bus and stuff. They were all, yay, until they found out it was to a museum to see French junk. The boring island, no. But first, they had to walk through the mummy exhibit. The mummy was Queen Tootenfarti, an ancient Egyptian queen. The sign said, don't touch the mummy, but the teacher did anyway because she was dumb. And the mummy woke up and farted her mummy spirit into the teacher, and she made the teacher the mummy. Her face got all rotten and yucky. She scared all the kids. Groan. Captain Underpants flew. Stop, Mummy, I will eat you because I'm hungry. I had to leave dinner with my mommy to come fight you, Mummy. The mummy attacked, but Captain Underpants could see she was kind of sad and stuff. Hey, she was in a box, like, for a long time. She must be lonely. So he wrapped himself in toilet paper and made her think it was her boyfriend. You're so pretty, groan. She grabbed her hand, but she was 1,000,000 years old, so it crushed to dust. Oops. Now mad and French. She attacked. She threw all this old stuff at Captain Underpants. Captain Underpants fell inside a sarcophagus box. Tootenfarti was going to eat Captain Underpants, but then someone hit her on the head with a frying pan and knocked her out. Who did that? Why, that's my mummy. And it was his mom who stopped Tootenfarti and saved the day. The end. Captain Underpants is the colossal tyranny of Queen Tootenfarti. So how did the real Queen Tootenfarti end up invading Jerome Horwitz Elementary? Well, here's a good one. What do you get when you mix a truckload of fancy French TP and Mega Ultra Maximum Strength Clog Remover with the world's most boring French teacher? The whole jug? You've doomed us all. That stuff experimental, unpredictable, and kind of pricey. A TP mummy. I am the queen of TP. Wait. I want all the TP, and once I have it, all will bow down before me. Oh, never go to the bathroom again. Hey, mummy, I'm gonna wipe you out. Get it? 'Cause it's toilet paper. And then he did.